Let me say this before the next clip. If you are an atheist, an anti-theist, or an agnostic, and you want to argue or leave your comments, if you disagree with the way I feel, just go away. I'm not going to allow any comments in the comment section. I don't have the time, desire, or the inclination to argue with non believers. I don't care if you don't believe. You are free to believe any way you want, but you're not free to leave comments I don't want to see in my comment section. So just remember that. You're wasting your time if you're going to try to argue with me or people in the comment section. I don't care if you feel differently. Feel differently on another video. Okay, if you are an atheist, an anti-theist, or an agnostic, click off now. This is not a video you want to watch. Okay, I think they're gone. Here we are, sitting on the front porch with a lap full of dog. And my wife and I have been talking about this morning. When we're sitting on the front porch and everything is good and there's a breeze and we're all together and the dogs are happy and life is good. And it's at this time that we feel a real connection to God and a feeling of thankfulness and being blessed washes over us. And then I was thinking to myself, right now I am experiencing pain in my left foot to a degree that it's making it very, very hard for me to think about anything else but the pain. And then it got me to thinking about this thing that you take in your arm. If there's a connection between that and the extreme, stark difference, the change in people's behavior. My wife and I, we drove for many, many years, millions and millions of miles. And over the course of 20 years, we began to notice a change for the worse, slowly, in the way people behaved and treated each other on the road. Courtesies that were once normal became a rare thing. And now we've been riding motorcycles. And since this thing that they want everybody to get has, and what is it, 60 or 70% of the population has?
I don't know.
I don't know I think it's like 60% of the population has taken that thing in the arm. And I'm telling you, we notice a gigantic difference in how people behave and treat each other even worse than ever before, and it was overnight. Could it be because everybody's lives, there's been so many lives that have been drastically changed, either from job loss or, there's other things going on that I think the ulterior motive most people don't realize. The wedges they're trying to drive between the races. I've worked and lived near black people all my life, and I've never had trouble, never had a speck of trouble. But the way you hear this on the news, I've never given trouble too, so let me just say that. The way you hear it on the news is that we're all at each other's throats and trying to lynch each other. And if there is a minor thing that happens somewhere, they report it over and over and over and over, constantly on the news, to the point where I think it's affecting people who have never been, like me, affected by racism, whether it be towards me or me against someone. And I think there is a deliberate effort to create derision and division and divisiveness in every way, shape, and form, whether it be politically, racially, have-nots and wealthy. I mean, think of it. every aspect of life. They're trying to drive wedges between people and each other. They're trying to get you to hide your face. Now, slowly, that's pretty much gone throughout the country. So you can't see anybody smiling at you or nodding. Uh, they have dehumanized us or made us become less human. Here's nothing about that thing that you take in the arm. When it first started happening, we were hearing things and reading about people who said things along this line. I can't find God. They killed God. Is there something in this that makes people feel less connected to the Creator, the giver of life? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. But I believe there's massive changes that have happened and are going to happen. And I believe their ulterior motive is to drive as many people away from the Creator as possible. You can call me crazy. I'm okay with that. But I do have a lot of time to sit here and think. And I was thinking that this pain that I'm feeling in my foot is enough to make me not feel the normal sense of thankfulness and blessing and connection to my Creator that I normally feel when I'm sitting here, because all I can think about is my foot and how bad it hurts, and how other people can think about is where is their next meal going to come from? How will they get another job? How will they find an apartment if they have no money and they're fixing to get kicked out? I really believe if we step back and look at this big picture, we can see all the pieces of the puzzle coming together, and the real motive is to make people so upset with each other, so unhappy, so frightened, so worried about catching something that they don't have time to feel the connection to the Creator.
We'll see what's going to happen. I got jury duty tomorrow. We'll see if they're going to inquire.
Yeah, my wife has jury duty tomorrow, and I wonder if that will be a connection, a question. Yeah, I'll let you know. If they're going to question her, number one, if she's had that thing in her arm, they may give her a, test for a fever, and they may question her spiritual level, or what, for lack of a better word, where she stands on. I don't imagine they could do that, but a year ago, 2 years ago, did you think 99% of Americans would have their face covered because the government said so? Okay, I just wanted to give a little food for thought. Just my perspective sitting here in the front porch. So I admonish you, my friends, my family. You matter to me, and I want you to hold on to God. Hold on to the Creator. Don't let them sway you. I think that's their motive. See you soon.